University Television Studio, this is Xavier News. Your campus, your region, your world. This is Xavier News.
Good afternoon, Xavier Musketeers. Today is December 9th, 2022. I'm Alexa Cruiser.
And I'm Anthony Frederickson. This is Xavier News.
Measles have recently returned with warnings from both the CDC and World Health Organization. It has been warned that at least 40 million children worldwide are currently at risk. CDC and WHO reported that 25 million missed the initial dose of the vaccine in 2021. An additional 15 million missed the second dose. This risk is becoming evident even here in Ohio as an outbreak continues to balloon. There have been 63 reported cases so far, with initial reports emerging from Columbus. 3 of the 63 children are actually vaccinated, and a majority of the children are younger than 5. With measles presenting in an extremely similar fashion to the cold, it is very difficult for a doctor to identify it as measles until the signature rash appears, at which point those around the infected individuals have also likely been exposed. The CDC and WHO continue to urge others to have their children vaccinated, with the first dose being 93% effective against the measles and the second dose being 97% effective.
2 days from now will mark 3 weeks since the deadly shooting at Club Q in Colorado Springs, Colorado. On November 20th, Anderson Lee Aldrich, who has since been arrested and is currently being tried on 305 accounts, including hate crimes, entered the club shortly before midnight and opened fire. He fatally shot 5 people and 17 others were wounded. Of the injured, 7 were hospitalized, but all have since been discharged. Aldrich was subdued by U.S. Navy Petty Officer Thomas James and U.S. Army Colonel Richard Fierro. As investigations have progressed, more information has become available about the history of Aldrich, including past charges against them by a family member who claimed that he threatened them to stay silent about plans for making and planting a bomb. Officials estimate that no jury trial work will occur until February of 2023.
Christmas is right around the corner, and we know that finding the perfect gifts can be challenging. So here are a few ideas specifically for college students. For those of us with loud roommates, we recommend a pair of noise-canceling headphones. If you don't already have one, a water bottle is a great gift that has many features: hydration, decoration, and even emotional support. We also recommend gift cards to any of your favorite places near campus, or maybe even stop by the bookstore for some more Xavier gear. Whatever you want for Christmas and wherever you go, we hope you have a safe, happy, and healthy break.
The video game developer Nintendo has recently canceled the largest tournament to date for its game Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, causing a huge uproar in the community between both fans of the competitive scene and professional players who are to compete in the tournament. The game has made a massive presence in the esports world since its release, but regardless of the strength of its competitive community, Nintendo has canceled several large tournaments for Smash Bros. And their other games in the past. With this tournament being the largest and most controversial to date, it is believed that esports Team Panda encouraged Nintendo to cancel the event after already giving the go-ahead previously due to conflicting interests with other overlapping tournaments. We can only hope that the professional players are given another opportunity to play at this level in the near future.
Season's greetings and happy holidays, Xavier Musketeers. Here's a PSA for students who need a study break and families looking for quality time with their kids. If you're up for the adventure, Cincinnati has many fun and festive activities this weekend. A Christmas Carol will be performed on Sunday, December 11th from 2 to 7 p.m. at the Covedale Center for Performing Arts. Cincinnati Holiday Pops has shows between 2 and 5 p.m. at the Music Hall on December 11th. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer will be performed at the Taft Theater from December 10th through the 20th. If you're looking to see some beautiful lights or ice skating, then check out the Cincinnati Festival of Lights at the Zoo, downtown on the Square, or even Kings Island. Make sure to check out some of these activities and enjoy the holiday season.
Felix Talandis visited the Norwood Classic to tell us more about what they do there.
Ba-doo ba boo boo ba-doo ba-doo wop ba-doo-doo-doo ba-doo ba-doo wop ba-doo.
What is the Norwood Classic? The Norwood Classic is something I started back in September of 2020.
It's basically a powerlifting competition, but not as serious as a normal one would be.
The objective of the Classic is not so much of a competition, it's more of just trying to do the best that you could do.
We just go in, have a lot of fun, hype each other up, and just try to hit a PR.
The environment is one of a kind, to say the least. Never been in an environment like that.
People are yelling at you to get the weight off and stuff, so it's a lot of fun. It's an electric atmosphere.
It's awesome to see everybody, push themselves to their bodily limits. And a lot of times they're surprised at how much they can exert and push themselves to.
It's just a really great group of people that all are like-minded. They all want to better each other. I just really like the people that show up, and I really like the overall environment that it's in.
So we say the Norwood Classic is a mock competition, but really there's no competition to it. I mean, obviously you want to win, but it's for yourself. You want to go, you want to lift with your friends, you want to get stronger, and it's just a great way to go and hit a PR.
For teams, we have a men and women's division. For each division, there are 3 people on each team. 1 person benches, 1 person squats, and 1 person deadlifts.
We now have 60 competitors, probably 40 plus people coming to watch, extras. We got sponsors now, we're making t-shirts, we got water bottle merchandise, it's growing. I know my parents are coming for this one. It's the first time they've ever been to. So it would be awesome to, see them and witness, get them to, see what I've created here at Xavier, because this truly is my baby here.
Am I ready for the Norwood Classic?
Am I ready for the Norwood Classic?
Am I ready for the Classic?
Am I ready for the Norwood Classic?
Am I ready for the Norwood Classic? Am I?
I'm ready for the Classic.
Yeah, I am.
Hell yeah, I am.
Comedy fans can rest easy, as Jay Leno, who suffered serious burns from a gasoline fire in his car, has recently made a return to comedy after his injuries faded. Known for his love of nice cars, Leno was in his Burbank garage when one of his cars caught on fire with him inside. While his condition was good, he still had to go through many surgeries, including a skin graft procedure, for his body to properly recover. After about a month in the hospital, he was finally able to return to the stage for his next shows, wanting to move forward and return to business as usual.
With finals literally right around the corner, we want to remind everyone to take some time for themselves. This is a very stressful time of year, and we want everyone to be as stress-free as possible. We have a few tips to help with exam week. First, get enough sleep. We know that this is a hard to accomplish kind of thing in a regular week, but sleep is incredibly beneficial and will ultimately help you during exam week. Second, make sure to eat during the day. We know that it's easy to forget things when things become busy, but eating throughout the day will give you energy and allow you to focus on studying. Finally, take breaks. You do not need to study 24/7. Allow yourself to take breaks when studying. This will improve your mental health tremendously. Remember that you know more than you think you do. Please take care of yourselves this weekend going into exam week and know that we're cheering you on. That's all from the news desk.
We will be right back with a scoop of culture with Xavier News.
Hello, my name is Luke Sherman.
And my name is Maite Delgado, bringing to you the recap of this year's pop culture.
Let's roll back to the Oscars, and quite an eventful night that was for television.
Oh, that night? Will Smith slapping Chris Rock as he accepts his award. Geez, was it just me, or were we all just in shock that that just happened on live television? We kept going on like nothing happened?
No, I definitely understand that. It was truly insane and nonstop chit-chat for a while afterwards. And oh my, a 10-year ban? That is something to be said about. And the Met Gala always stirring up the pot when it comes to interesting, to say the least, outfits.
Yes, Kim Kardashian particularly made a number on the internet with her choice to wear the original dress Marilyn Monroe wore to sing to the president. Personally, it was cool, but she very well had the facilities to make a copy and show affinity for the artist without causing such a negative commotion, don't you think?
For sure. The way there was damage to the dress and the way she intentionally spoke about her extreme weight loss to fit into a dress doesn't exactly scream role model.
And let's not forget the all-incredible artists that set out music that definitely hit our Spotify Wrapped.
From Harry Styles with the album Harry's House, Taylor Swift, Ticketmaster Mayhem, Kendrick Lamar, and Queen Bee, Beyonce herself, and Renaissance were all to be a moment we were all waiting for at midnight.
Definitely. Don't get me started on how my group chats were blowing up when Taylor delivered again a work of art. Definitely something we all needed. Ticket prices, not so much. Surely everyone turned to TikTok and anything else they could get their hands on to comment on that catastrophe.
Did you hear about Leah Michele and Funny Girl?
Oh, sounds like Rachel Berry finally had her moment as Fanny Bryce. What about Elon Musk? I know a bajillion thoughts just ran through your head as I said that, huh?
Yeah. How couldn't it? The whole Twitter and Twitter Blue fiasco was crazy. If you got the money to spend, I suppose.
And wow, was I so excited when the nostalgic and much-awaited season of Stranger Things came out.
Yeah, this season was a little gorier than the last, but it's been incredible seeing all these actors grow within the last time we saw them, and our beloved characters return to our screens.
With the introduction of multiple memes and thirsting over the actors, oh yeah, this show was welcomed with back open arms.
Speaking of, many fans saw the return of Maverick and Tom Cruise, as stated by looking as if these years haven't flown by. I saw so many costumes around campus embodying the love that people have for the franchise and the actor himself. Was definitely a movie of 2022.
Oh, and we can't forget to mention the beloved couple Zendaya and Tom Holland. Such a strong year for them in particular. Plus, who knows, rumor has it, engagement, question mark?
That's all from the pop culture segment. Wow, what a year it truly has been.
Indeed it has. Can't wait to see what more this following year has to hold. Finish strong, Muskies.
As always, let's get started with professional sports right here in the Tri-State. The Cincinnati Bengals are coming off a massive win against the Kansas City Chiefs. This was the third time the Bengals have beat the Chiefs in this calendar year. This includes the AFC Championship game in Kansas City. The now 8-4 Bengals face Deshaun Watson and the Cleveland Browns right here in Cincinnati at 1 o'clock Sunday. Side note, the Bengals are now have the same record as the Ravens atop the AFC North, as the Ravens could be moving forward with a backup quarterback as Lamar Jackson has been hit with that injury stick. Now let's get into the campus sports recap for the week. A pretty quiet week right here for Xavier Sports, but the volleyball team did face off against Boston College on Wednesday and fought hard but would nearly lose with a final score of 2-3. And if we flash back to the weekend, the men's basketball team welcomed former UC head coach Bob Huggins With a shower of boos and a nail-biting win, 84-74, this was a great bounce-back win after the losses to the Blue Devils and Gonzaga. Now it's time for the weekend preview for the Xavier Sports. Up first this weekend, the women's basketball squad will face UC tonight at 7 to start us up for the Crosstown Shootout. And tomorrow, the favorite game of the year for most here in the Tri-State, the Crosstown Shootout. This year over at Fifth Third Arena, where tip-off will be at 3 p.m. If you can't make it to the game, you can find it on ESPN2 to cheer on your Musketeers and continue dominating the city. And don't forget to grab some Skyline to celebrate. Well, that's a wrap on the Sports Report this week. After this quick break, Xavier Singers are here for a holiday performance. Let's go, X.
I absolutely feel prepared for after graduation after going through this program.
You get hit with a lot of video projects, and it can be challenging, but it's a good kind of challenging.
So the facilities here are really nice, and you really get to learn what you need to know. I think me and all of my other classmates will be really prepared for the industry when we leave.
The DIF program definitely has taught me a lot and a bunch of skills that I need for after graduation, whether it be screenwriting, editing, filming, anything like that.
There's so many elements that you have to make sure are absolutely perfect. Otherwise, you look like an amateur, and that's not what Xavier's producing. They're trying to produce professionals. It's hard. It is pretty hard.
I would say it's challenging to do production just because, like, you're new to using the cameras, and maybe you're, like, not as good in certain places, but you just kind of get into the rhythm of knowing what you have to do.
I think that I was taught a lot of stuff that's helpful, classes that involved After Effects and Photoshop and stuff that I'm actually going to use.
The DIF program is pretty rigorous, and I would definitely say that it teaches you skills you need to go out into the field and actually do this as your profession.
A lot of people, when I tell them that I'm a film major, they're like, oh, that's a joke. But it's really not a joke. It's very difficult. The rigor of the whole course just depends on how much effort you want to put into it. The more effort you put into it, the better you're going to be.
Classes, when you're doing production, that calls for a lot, and you have to write or direct or storyboard or work with other people. It calls for a lot out of class from you.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring. Snowing and blowing up bushels of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bell chime and jingle bell time. Dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air. What a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time is a swell time to go riding in a one-horse sleigh.